This is Malika von Meister. What happened to me in Colorado? I've been passionate about global peace my whole life. I have a clear background. I'm a devotional musician. I did some computer consulting. I was a legal assistant. I lightly got into law school, applied for my master's in contemplative psychotherapy, was invited to get my master's at UCSB, worked for the district attorney and other law firms. So I've been prepared my whole life for first contact and to help manifest a new earth in this lifetime. I met the Antichrist in around 1985, and I lived in her spider's nest, Swami Chidvalasananda, in New York, South Fallsburg, from 87 to 93. She's been attacking me since 1985. I believe is behind the murders of my family. My brother was a cop with the State Department, and I believe that she had him murdered. A black ops was sent into my father's business, who founded America Online and lived across the street from the FBI director. So she murdered somebody I worked with named Ed in the ashram back in the early 90s, and she planned and ordered 9/11. She sent a whole bunch of us for a march in around 1991 to the United Nations in New York City. Okay, so fast forward. As I've written in my police reports and my Facebook page, The Divine Shekinah is with us now, Cosmic Peace, I prayed for my part to bring permanent global peace in 2009. I've known about the New Earth and the New Age since the 80s, and I've always been involved in the New Age movement. I've been on my spiritual path my whole life. I met the Dalai Lama in the early 80s, and I've been meditating since then. So I received a message from Saint Germain to make galactic contact, and that would do my part to bring permanent global peace to the planet. In 2009, I realized later that would cause the benevolent galactics, or positive ETs, to take control of whatever control the negative ETs or the reptilians had, and that the positive ETs and benevolent galactics would have full control over the universe. I also knew that the reptilians only had 1/3 control over the universe, and I knew that the reptilian technology was blocking the evolution of mankind, and was attacking our planet. I really got into this. Swami Chidvalasananda has been targeting me. I've been a targeted individual by her since at least 1999, not to mention all kinds of attacks since I've known her in 1985. I've had so much psychic harassment from being targeted with covert harassment that I couldn't make it to martial arts classes because I was in so much pain. Since then, so she telepathically told me around that time, about 10 years ago, to write her a letter. This is before I realized she was the Antichrist, and I still considered her my guru, even though Archangel Michael told me to leave her in 1999, and I didn't fully and I should have. I left the meditation center in Boulder because they were full of ego, and they kicked all of the divine feminine out. About 100 bhaktis had left, and only about 15 very masculine personalities were there to control it. It's not about control, it's about love. And I didn't like the ego there. So I wrote a short paragraph saying I was working on something that would establish permanent global peace. And I had an onslaught. She communicated to me telepathically, and I started realizing that she had galactic communication, and that she went around in circles and she never progressed forward or moved forward with anything. And she played around with the galactics, but she didn't do anything for anybody. Anyway, so the covert harassment, since I got the message, escalated into the highest level targeting by the Black Ops federal government, and even on a global scale, from some of the dark factions to take me out and cause a catastrophic flood. She sent her right-hand man, George Afif, who's mafia, who has been with her since the 80s, and known by the staff that I was on for being convicted of a sexual offense. And I knew she had mafia around her back in the 90s because I saw it with my own eyes. So she sent George Afif to infiltrate my community in Colorado and get some black ops going and so on and so forth. And they were breaking into my place since about 2009 and attacking my pets. The King of Swords infiltrated the New Age community through BBS Radio, Rama and Tara Berkowitz, radio personalities, who have had galactic contact, and claim to be white knights and claim to report on progress of the New Age on the political scene. I don't know to this day if they're dark cats. I think they are. But in any case, so the King of Swords infiltrated them, and before I knew he was the Antichrist, I asked Rama over the phone in 2009 if he would ask King of Swords to take me into Agartha. He was purported over BBS Radio to have galactic clearance